Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to crack the code on one of the most useful, but maybe most confusing things in your kitchen, the nutrition facts label. I know, it can look like a total jumble of numbers and percentages, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll be reading it like an absolute pro. So let's dive in and start decoding. You know the drill. You're walking down the grocery aisle, and every box is screaming at you with these big, bold claims. Healthy, reduced fat, organic. But what does any of that actually mean? It feels like you need a secret decoder ring just to figure out what's what. It's a lot of noise, right? Well, here's the good news. That decoder ring, it already exists, and it's been there the whole time. All you gotta do is flip the package over. The nutrition facts label is designed to cut through all that marketing fluff and give you the straight facts so you can make a choice that's right for you. All right, so our tour of a label begins right at the very top. And honestly, this first section is probably the most important one to get right because it sets the stage for literally everything else on that label. Okay, so here's the absolute number one thing to know. Every single number on that label, every calorie, every gram of fat, it's all based on one single serving. But here's the catch. That serving size isn't a recommendation of how much you should eat. Nope, it's just what people typically eat at one time. Huge difference. Let's make this real. Check out this frozen lasagna. The label says one serving is 1 cup. For that 1 cup, you're getting 280 calories and 850 milligrams of sodium. But let's be honest, if you're hungry, you might eat 2 cups, right? Well, that means you have to double everything. Now you're at 560 calories and a whopping 1,700 milligrams of sodium. But what if you eat the whole box? A lot of us do that sometimes. That one little lasagna box actually has 4 servings in it. So you're not eating 280 calories, you're eating 1,120. See how easy it is to get it wrong? That's why understanding serving sizes is so critical. So what even is a calorie? It's really simple. It's just a way to measure energy. Think of it like fuel for your body. Now, you'll see this 2,000 calories a day number used as a general guide, but everybody's different. The main idea is just to balance the energy you put in your body with the energy your body uses. Okay, let's move down the label. We're now at the heart of it all, the breakdown of nutrients. And the easiest way to think about this section is to split it into 2 simple lists. Stuff you generally want less of, and stuff you want more of. So on the left, you've got the nutrients you want to limit. We're talking saturated fat, sodium, and those added sugars. Eating too much of this stuff is linked to health issues like heart disease. But on the right, that's the good stuff. Things like fiber, vitamin D, calcium. These are the things most of us don't get enough of, and they're super important for things like strong bones and just feeling good overall. Now, let's talk about sugar for a sec, because this part can be a little tricky. When you see total sugars on the label, it means exactly what it says. It includes the sugars that are naturally in a food, like from fruit or milk, plus any sugar that was added in while it was being made. But right below that, you'll see a line for added sugars. This is the one you really want to pay attention to. These are the sugars and syrups that get tossed in during processing. They add calories, sure, but pretty much no important nutrients. And that's exactly why they get their very own line item on the label now. So what's a good goal? Well, here's a super simple rule of thumb you can use. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans suggest trying to keep added sugars to less than 10 grams per meal. It's a great little target to keep in your head when you're looking at things like yogurts or cereal bars. Okay, so we've covered servings, calories, and the good and bad nutrients. But now we get to the secret weapon, the part of the label that makes everything else so much faster and easier. I'm talking about the percent daily value. So what is the percent DV? Basically, it takes all those confusing numbers, the grams, the milligrams, and it puts them into a simple percentage. It's a quick shortcut that tells you if a food is high or low in a certain nutrient, all based on a general 2,000 calorie diet. And this is the best part. You don't have to be a math whiz. You don't need a calculator. The percent DV literally does all the math for you. It puts every nutrient on the same, easy-to-understand scale from 0 to 100%. It's a total game changer for comparing 2 different products. So, if you remember one thing from this, remember this rule, the 5-20 rule. It's so simple. If a nutrient has 5% DV or less, that's considered low. If it has 20% DV or more, that's high. So for things like saturated fat and sodium, you want to see low numbers. For fiber and vitamins, you want to aim high. Easy, right? Let's go back to our lasagna for a second. One serving has 37% of your daily value for sodium, so Remember our 520 rule? Anything over 20% is high, 37% is really high, and if you eat 2 servings, you're at 74% of your entire day's sodium from just one part of one meal. Yikes. So, now you know all the individual pieces. Let's put it all together and turn you into a pro label reader, someone who can make smart, fast choices out there in the real world.
Here is your 3-step game plan. It's super easy. First, always check the serving size and be real about how many servings you're going to eat. Second, just take a quick peek at the calories. 400 or more per serving is generally considered high. And third, use that awesome 520 rule to quickly scan the nutrients.
When you're at the store, this is your superpower. In the cereal aisle, you can instantly find one that's high in fiber, that's 20% DV or more, and low in added sugars. Trying to pick between 2 frozen pizzas? A quick glance at the percent DV for sodium and saturated fat will tell you everything you need to know. And you can totally bring these skills home too. Make it a game with your kids. Challenge them to pack a lunch using the label to hit certain goals. Or when you're making a shopping list, have them check the labels of stuff in the pantry to see what healthier swaps you can make. See, the nutrition facts label isn't just some boring list of numbers. It's a tool. It's a tool that empowers you. It gives you the clear, unbiased truth you need to look right past all the hype on the front of the box. So the only question left is, now that you can crack the code, what will you choose?